welcome. I did not have an intro, but I have used blueprints for the first time in this park. And with that, hey, hello. Good release day to the Arid pack. As you can see, this is not a video on that, and to be honest, I don't know yet if I will have a video out about the Arid pack today, because I will not be home the day that this comes out. This is pre-recorded far in the past. So anyway, so what we are doing today has nothing to do with the Arid pack, and I hope that you're still excited for it, even though everyone is probably right now in the Arid pack craze. But we are revealing one more of our themes, which is the second to last, which means we only have one theme left. Well, there is another area that goes off of another area, but we won't reveal that for a while, so I don't really count it. But from our main themes, this is the second to last, and I am so excited about this one because it's so different from everything else. I mean, you've seen the title, but yeah, it's a Hollywood theme, which I think is so exciting. I'm excited. It is exciting. And what I did right there was place people, and I want to change their uniform later to be like bodyguards, and so the new update is coming in so handy for that. So when the update is there, I will change their uniforms to be obviously all black, like a bodyguard on a Hollywood red carpet. Or maybe like a paparazzi or something. So very handy for me, this new update, which I was really, hyped when I realized that I could do that. But yeah, so like I said, this is a very, very different theme from all the other ones. And you might be wondering, okay, how is it very animal included? I have some ideas of how to include animals in this. Granted, it won't be as many, and none of the areas will have very many animals actually, but that is more due to performance issues and reality, because I think a theme park wouldn't have like a very hard to keep animal, maybe, or a lot. I don't know, it doesn't make much sense, but what does, so yeah, anyway, it will have animals, and I have some ideas for that, so don't you worry, even though this doesn't sound like a typical animal theme, or like an area where you would think of animals first, but I still think it's a very exciting theme, and like I said, I have used blueprints for this for the first time in this park, and I thought to myself, why make things more complicated than they have to be? So there is like an old school popcorn machine, and there's some cameras and a directed chair, just because I found that on a workshop, and I was like, I could just use that. I don't need to do that myself. I feel like it doesn't really take away from what I'm building to use these details. It would have just taken a long time to do, and it's already there, so it felt kind of pointless to build it myself. And also, let me just say, the popcorn machine thing, I could have not in my wildest dreams built it as cool as it is. I think it is made by Drac, and the director thing with the camera, that is one big set, and I can't think of the name. I looked it up before I started recording, but I can't remember it now. But you will see that in the description, obviously. I will put the blueprints, like I always do when I use blueprints. But yeah, so there we are building these little like carpet divider things. I don't know what they're called, like these like golden poles with a rope, which feels so Hollywood, and I'm so excited of how well I was actually able to recreate that. So very good. Very much also, showing how amazing it is that we have all these small pieces now, and because they came in very handy for doing this, and yeah, I think this is one of the things that we will use throughout this area for sure, because I don't want to build this again. Because it was tedious with all these small pieces, but it totally paid off, I think. I wish we could recall those small chains, but we can't. But it still, I think, looks really cool. And now we are building a little star walk of fame kind of thing, which is also something that we're gonna reuse. And before you say it, well, I don't think anyone was gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. This is very piece count intense for what it is. Like, I needed so many pieces to make this shape, which probably could have done it in a smarter way, but this is just how I did it. And I know that the camera is kind of like twisty and turny, but I still felt it might be interesting to see how I did that, because I don't think this is like as easy as it is. I don't think it's very self-explanatory when you see a star on the ground to know how that one was made. So I basically just filled in one of those like lamp things that are star shaped. So use that and placed it down. I don't know. I cut out a huge part here where I tried, like, I thought, maybe put leaves on it, and but I didn't really know what to do with it. So I just left it blank, which I still think, you still gets the message across. And right now you actually see the cool blueprint that I was talking about. It's so pretty. We're gonna look at it in a real-time part. It is so good. But talking about cutting things out, I did cut out way more than I did in all of the other speed builds for these gates, because usually the gates kind of take me like an hour and a half, and this almost took me 3 hours. So I had to do a bit more cutting in this one to make that not that long, because I actually found that I enjoy videos that are like between 10 and 12 minutes the most. I feel like if they're longer than that, like 10 or 12 minutes of speed building, and then the real-time part can be however long it wants. But if it's longer than 12 minutes of speed build, I feel like I get kind of not insecure, what's the word? Overwhelmed with knowing how long I'll have to speak for. So I'll try to keep it around that time. I think it's a good time. Because, I also think that, watching a long video, sometimes you're in a rush and you don't want to watch a long video. So it's also good for you guys, I guess. But yeah, so not saying I will never have a long speed build ever again, but it feels really good to have these shorter ones. So yeah, also I don't think I have to cut too much. I think when I started the channel, I was really unsure how to cut, and now I'm getting better at knowing what to cut out of the videos. So yeah, there's something that I've learned in a year, which, by the way, again, happy anniversary to the channel. I want to build something, but it's so unfortunate that right now I have to not have the time to build, because I so want to. Like, I wish I could just sit at home and build for the new Arid pack, and I cannot. So yeah, time, as always, is a struggle, but I'm doing my best to still get something out to you guys, because this channel is so much fun. And I always thought, like, I'm gonna try for a year, and if I don't like it, if there's like nobody interested in it, then I'll just stop. And here we are, a year later, and I still want to do it, so hey. Okay, so back to the build. We built on the left-hand side, we built a bit of a studio door. We're gonna get rid of the door again, because it kind of felt busy there. But the studio thing I thought was really interesting, because I saw a lot of pictures of like backstage areas of these huge film studios, and they would have these like concrete buildings that just said like stage and then a number, which I think these are for like live, or not live necessarily, but for tapings for TV shows. But anyway, I thought that was kind of fitting. And then on the other side, we have a black tour bus, so like a Rockstar on tour. And for some reason, and don't ask me why, I recall that a lot of these buses are called Nightliner. Like, that is a brand of tour bus. I don't know. So I don't know why I know that. I mean, when I was a teenager, okay, this is kind of embarrassing. When I was a teenager, I was so much like a fangirl. Like, I would like something, but I would like it to the degree that back in the day of Tumblr, I would like read other people's knowledge about a band, and so I do recall that someone was like, oh, on the Europe tour, they're always taking the Nightliner, and I've heard this word a lot in context with bands on tour, so I put that word there, and if it doesn't mean anything, well, then that is my new brand of tour bus. So my bus company that I just founded. So but if you wondered why it said Nightliner on the bus, I just kind of recalled that was a thing. So we are making a little bit of a Hollywood sign, and spoiler, we are going to be making a bigger sign for inside the area. This is just kind of to introduce you to the area, and right now it's actually kind of interesting going away from the font. With this area specifically, I had a bit of a color issue. So I didn't like the colors. There's a lot of concrete, there's not much colorfulness and there's not much opportunity for plants, which I knew, but it was still kind of hard. And so you were going to see me recolor the studio front, which I think made it a lot more balanced to the tour bus. And just it all made a little bit more sense once I recolored the stage thingy on the side. It is kind of imbalanced. I do still feel like it is, but I will also say that for this gate, I had the least ideas before I started, I want to say. Like, I have the most ideas for the areas, and I'm so excited for the area itself. But, like, this was the recoloring, by the way. So I had the most ideas for the area itself, but the least ideas for the entrance. So the entrance I kind of had to, like, wing, which I hope I did. But I will say that the entrance for this one, I had the least ideas. But I will actually also say that in terms of my plans for the actual areas, I have the least plans for the Egyptian area and the most plans probably for this and the area that is still yet to come. I will say that. Oh my god, we're almost done with the speed build. Okay, see you in the real time part. Sorry, I totally didn't check the time. Okay. Sorry. And action. I really wanted to say that. Okay, so looking at that, I'm actually really happy with it. It's fun going into this with no expectations, and no real plans, because I'm really happy with this. I think that those in-between areas we will have to work on for all the areas, and we will see how this one goes, because I am really scared of having to squeeze the last one in. But that's not what this is about. So let us plop ourselves down here and go at it from the visitor's perspective. I think it looks really, really cool. This word right here, that is just the name of the park. If you have a better idea of what we could put there, like in terms of, I don't want to put a movie there, like a real movie. That would feel weird to me, so I'm kind of happy with Planetaris. Maybe we just write a Hollywood. I don't know. No, it's weird because it already says Hollywood. But yeah, let's actually first of all look at this insanely beautiful popcorn thing. It pokes through the light. I just realized. Okay. But this is insane. So good. I can't put into words how good of a blueprint that was. So very good. Also the camera, obviously also very, very cool. Very good. I would have never known how to do this myself. So very cool. Also, I think this is a very old blueprint, which makes it even more impressive. And so yeah, those also the director chair is from the same pack thingy as the cameras, and there's also this thing, the scene thingy. I think it says the Paulsley. I think that's someone on YouTube. So that is probably the creator of the pack. Very good. Okay, that came in very handy. So let's go actually up here, because I think that the tour bus is kind of so impressive. And it just comes out of these rocks, which obviously makes it like a totally fake bus. But yeah, I think that is very cool. Also the palm trees obviously really work. And let's go up here, and this just looks so much like holidays. I don't know. But yeah, so we have these little ticket booths, which are very improvised, I gotta say. I really squeezed them in here. And what I'm not so happy with is that it breaks off this like round like portal type thing that we did with every other thing. Like in none of the others it pokes through the portals themselves. So I'm kind of critical of that, but I probably won't change it. But I do see it. So let's actually go down this red carpet, which I hope you caught that was supposed to be a red carpet. But yeah, so like I said, for not really knowing what I wanted out of this, I think this is very cool. Can't wait to recolor their uniform over here. But yeah, I think that's all. Let me know what you think. I'm very critical of this also because red has got to be one of my least favorite colors. So, there's that. But yeah, let me know what you think. I hope that you're excited. And actually, now that you have seen all of the other areas, maybe you have a final guess for what purple could stand for, what the purple area could be. And yeah. That's I guess that's all I wanted to say. Happy release day again, and speak to you as soon as I'll be home to play with the new pack. Okay, bye.